In honor of Remembrance Day, we here at the Ken Sealing Waterloo Region Museum wanted to acknowledge the 501 First World War, 805 Second World War, and 4 Korean soldiers who paid the ultimate sacrifice. When we look at the numbers of people lost, we understand one story. We can see the vast impact these wars had on the world, our community, and our ancestors. When we dig deeper and look at the individual stories, we can connect on a personal level. Here are 2 examples. Evelyn McKay was born in 1892 and was the youngest daughter of Mark and Sarah McKay of Galt, now Cambridge. After training as a nurse in Toronto's Grace Hospital and serving for 1 year at the military hospital base in Toronto, Evelyn headed overseas for duty in 1916. She served in France until November 4, 1918. Just 20 days short of her 27th birthday, Evelyn passed away due to bronchopneumonia, possibly a victim of the Spanish flu. She is buried in France and is the only nursing sister to appear on the Galt War Memorial. You can visit this memorial in Queen's Square in Cambridge this Remembrance Day. Following the Second World War, Remembrance Day grew to include those who served their country from 1939 to 1945. Now, if you've ever visited the Ken Sealing Waterloo Region Museum before, you might have walked by Hazel, our very own stationary steam engine who worked at the Kaufman rubber factory. The Kaufmans have been influential in the region's history in many ways, and a former president brings us to our next story. William Kaufman was the eldest son of A.R. and Jean Kaufman of Kitchener. During the Second World War, he enlisted with the Royal Canadian Air Force, becoming a flight instructor. As a flight instructor, William was part of the British Commonwealth Air Training Plan. Under this agreement, Canada trained its own Air Force personnel, but also those for Great Britain, Australia, and New Zealand. 231 training sites were established across Canada, with personnel training on Fairchild Cornells and de Havilland Tiger Moths. By war's end, the training program had produced over 131,000 aircrew, including pilots, wireless operators, air gunners, and navigators. William's story had a happier ending than Evelyn's, in that he survived the war and returned home to Kitchener. He was the president of the Kaufman Rubber Factory from 1964 until 1986, and he lived to the ripe old age of 85. So today, take a moment, visit a Cenotaph Memorial, donate to a Legion, or even thank a current Air Force member. More veteran stories can be viewed at veterans.gc.ca, and thank you for joining us.